Today we will be returning Jeb, Bill and Bob from the surface of Ike all the way back to Kerbin. Just to have a quick recap, previously in the last episode we have hypothesized how would it look like to send a lander all the way down to Ike, but to give it a different twist, rather than launching it all the way from Kerbin, we would have simulated to launch it from the Minmus colony and how it would look like if it was launched from there. It was an interesting discussion and I hope you all liked it, but today we will be performing the return mission because Bill has conducted some science experiments and is ready to go. So we will be launching him all the way back. Yes, and it will be gonna be glorious. So, let's kick it right from the get-go. Yeah, just rip off the band-aid and Jeb, Bill and Bob are going up. But guys, first I wanted to give a special thanks to my supporters who some of them have been long-term backers on my Patreon. I would like to give a shout out to Quiltless, the rocket engineer who has been with me since the 2017. Huge shout out. Thank you, Quiltless, for supporting me. I enjoy what you're doing here a lot. Dan Peterson, who is a test pilot, also a long-term supporter, and also my newest YouTube member, American95. Guys, you allow me to do what I do and I enjoy it, and thank you very much for your support. It is truly appreciated. Now, onwards with the episode. As said, we have launched from Ike all the way into the orbit, and today we're going to be plotting the return trajectory. So here we are, marveling the beauty and the majesty of Duna rise behind the Ike. Now, the idea is we have gone into the orbit of around Ike, and we will be waiting there until the Duna comes into a favorable position so that we can launch back home to Kerbin. After all, we are waiting for the Duna to Kerbin transfer window. Yes. Now, we have positioned ourselves into the orbit, and as you can tell, the transfer between Duna and Kerbin is not ideal, which means we will need to be going into the tracking station and wait until we get that 45-degree angle that we know and love. Yes, to be able to transfer from Duna to Kerbin or Kerbin to Duna, we need to have a 45-degree angle when compared to the sun or kerbal. So yes, and it's pretty much the same as it would be returned from, Minmus all the way back to Kerbin. So I'm now burning on the side that's pointing towards Duna, and also I'm trying to understand how is this aligned towards the Duna's ecliptic going to Kerbin. So the idea is that the periapsis would be in the same place where we are on Ike, it would be the same place on Duna. So this return will not take too much, hopefully. 119 will take us, Delta V, to eject until we get the Duna periapsis, and then we're going to be using Duna's gravity assist to kick us out back to Kerbin. Yes, that's the plan, and I'm not an expert on gravity assists, but that's one skill that we guys will need to learn, as I've established in the previous episode. If you have missed it out, a link will be provided in the pinned comment of this episode. And as we are watching and enjoying the beauty of our famous trio leaving the surface of Ike and Ike in general, yes, we will be reminding ourselves that this has been a successful mission in the previous episode where we have successfully landed on the surface of Ike and gotten some science. Now, we have also conducted some surface experiments and done some samples, and the goal of today is to return those samples back home to the KSC. Right. So now that we have exited the Ike sphere of influence, it's time to plan for the Duna maneuver node burn. So if we eject on this side that's pointing towards kerbal, you will notice that we will be able to get to Kerbin quite cheaply. And we're talking 400-ish Delta V. And look, at the point 2, we almost have an encounter with Kerbin. We are really, really close. So I'm gonna do some, maneuver node fiddlage, and after that maneuver node fiddlage, we're gonna be trying to secure the Kerbin encounter. So just a little bit reducing. Oh, and apparently, guys, we have a Kerbin periapsis. Oh, you don't say. This is marvelous. For a total of 417 Delta V. Whew, that's cheap. Remember, we don't need to have an orbital insertion burn, we just need to be aerobraking because we're going to be using our heat shield to help us here. So I'm going to be fiddling a little bit until I get the periapsis of 45-ish kilometers. So I'm just now trying to secure that periapsis as low as possible. There we go, come on. 181, I'm going to correct it later. Okay, at Duna, you know, when you're doing these burns, it's 420, you always miss by a little, and then you just have to do bigger corrections. So I'm gonna be on the safe side and just performing the burn. And for your pleasure, it's being shown at 4 times acceleration. Look how beautiful it looks. And while we're here, we might as well perform the science because we are now low above Duna. For the first time in Kerbal history. We haven't been there before, so might as well kick in this research experiment. So, you know, samples, transmit all, and let's do some more science. Beautiful. Okay, IKE lander on a crashing trajectory. I'm not sure about that. Oh, look at that beautiful planet glow. Right, okay. Having said that, I think it's time for a couple of screenies, including, you know, the screenshot for the episode today. Yeah, there we go. Who's that? Is that Jeb? Jeb, is that you, buddy? Looking out the window? Alright. Anyway, this looks just cool. So now we're gonna be ejecting ourselves, and then we're gonna go into the sphere of influence of Kerbal. So just briefly going out. I'm trying to find a good angle. Devs, please fix the celestial view. I would really like to have my orbital view from the KSP1 back, please. Right, and then just kicking the afterburners to secure our, you know, burn, and then we'll be coming close to Kerbin. Here we are. So let's do a maneuver node to fix up our entry point. So if we focus here, you will notice that we have an impact trajectory of Kerbin, and I have no ambitions of lithobraking. So I'm going to be putting a periapsis of, let's say, 45, 55. I think that's good enough. We doesn't need to be perfect. 7 meters per second, which means we have to do it with the thrust limiter. Otherwise, there's no way in hell I will be able to be that precise. Okay, and kicking the gas a little bit. So going ever so gently, I'm going to delete the maneuver node. I don't need the maneuver node once I'm actually... Okay, periapsis, and just now doing it live. 59 kilometers, I don't know, sounds good to me. Okay, let's enter the Kerbin sphere of influence, and there we go, beautiful. Time to switch to a more cinematic view, I think. Wouldn't you agree? Alright, this looks beautiful. So today's episode was a little bit simpler, but I hope you will like it anyway. And oh, by the way, if you like it, I would really appreciate if you would, you know, boop the like button. That would help me out a great deal and let me know that I'm doing something right. So do let me know in the comments. Also, while you're there, you might press the subscribe button if you would like to see more KSP2 and in general space game episodes. I actually planned a lot of content to be coming soon with the KSP2, but yeah, as always, and there will be other games as well. I have not forgotten my KSP1 and my Stationeer's Promise. It's just my real life has been really busy, so hopefully Stationeers will be coming soon as well. I might even do it as a live stream. Do let me know what you think in the comments below. Alright, doing a quick burn to have a nice quick descent back to Kerbin, and let's see if we will be decelerating enough. We have 600 meters per second of delta V, which should be more than enough to give us a significant deceleration, so hopefully heat will not be an issue. Right, okay, there we go. Looks good enough. Are we ready? Okay, sadly I cannot fold in the solar panels, but it is what it is. So we will be hitting the atmosphere pretty soon. There we go. And I don't want to be decoupling just yet, because as you can tell, I'm performing the air quality experiment, you know, measurement. So the moment that finishes, I'm gonna be decoupling the rest of the lander. It can go bye-bye for all I care. Oh, there we go. Bye-bye. And there we go. beautiful. Our shoots have taken over and the rest is gonna become a spectacular wreck. But nobody cares enough about it to see it. So yeah, and it will also tell me how far the ground is. Apparently, it was close enough. Right, so coming in for a nice, hopefully soft landing at 10 meters per second. Ooh, that's quite an impact. It's gonna be, oh, ouch, ouch, ouch. Okay, well, vessel is recoverable, but I can do some more experiments, which means, Bill, would you care to go out and do some more experiments, you know, for science? Yes, okay, come on down and stop faffing about on the ladder, please. I mean, you're on Kerbin. You can go down, buddy, you know? Yeah, see, look. Oh, he's observing. Okay, this looks like a strange new planet. Maybe it's, I don't know, Kerbin? Yeah, run a soil sample just to be sure. And don't soil yourself while doing it. Right, okie doke. Shall we plant a flag? Yeah, it's a monumental achievement to be on the mountains of Kerbin. After all, it's a high altitude. Alright, good. Stick it, son. There we go. Right, okay, so jump aboard and let's see how much science did we acquire. Beautiful. 1,540 science. Thank you very much, guys, for watching this episode, and I'm gonna be seeing you in the next one. This is GrunfWorks signing off.